So, when a test and trial comes to you, and so you've got to be careful about this because most people have been taught this their whole Christian life. Well, you know, when God sends tests and trials our way to make us stronger. Y'all ever heard that before? That is not true, and we're going to find that out here in just a few minutes, even more so. Tests and trials, when they come your way, you have to do something. And James says the first thing you do when that happens is get joyful. See, tests and trials, if you don't address them, they'll get you depressed. And when you get depressed, there's not a lot of joy in your life. And if there's not a lot of joy in your life, then there's no strength. So when these things come in, when tests and trials come in, you count it all joy when you fall into divers temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith works patience. Listen to me. He did not say, nor does the Bible say, the trying of your faith builds faith. I know this is messing some of you up. There are people that believe that God sends tests and trials to help increase or strengthen their faith. He does not, and it does not. Tests and trials does not strengthen your faith. How do you get faith? The Bible's very clear on how you get faith. You get faith from one place. Romans 10:17. So then, faith comes by hearing, and hearing the Word of God. Anything in that verse about tests and trials? Nope. Can you get faith by praying? Nope. Is prayer good? Oh yeah. But the Bible says that the just shall live by faith. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. It's really good to understand something about faith, since this is the way that we're supposed to be living. So when tests and trials come your way, the first thing you need to do when that happens is get happy. Get joy operating in your life, because you know what the outcome's going to be. When a test and trial comes your way, you should know, I know what the outcome of this is going to be. I'm going to be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. Now, the word perfect there doesn't mean without sin. The word perfect there means complete. So whatever test or trial that you're going through, the end result is you will have perfect victory on the other side of it, and you'll lack nothing. If the enemy's trying to steal something from you, you'll lack nothing. You'll be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. Now see, if you understand that when a test and trial comes your way, then you can be joyful about it. But most people, when a test and trial comes their way, the first thing they say is, oh my goodness, what have I done now? How did I let this in? I want to share something with you. You know, the Bible says that Jesus was tempted. Well, now how did Jesus sin that allowed temptation to come into it? I mean, what did Jesus do wrong? Was he looking at stuff on the internet that he shouldn't be looking at? I mean, what did he do that allowed him to be tempted? Being tempted is not sin. The enemy does that to everyone. And there are some times that you are just minding your own business, and all of a sudden, a renegade thought from the pit of hell comes across your mind. You weren't doing it. It can happen to you in church. You weren't thinking about something else. You weren't planning out sinning. You weren't doing it. Just all of a sudden, whew, and have you ever thought, where did that come from? So the temptation comes to you to try to defeat you, for you to try to grab a hold of it. And so that temptation comes, and when it comes, the devil wants you to dwell on it. And it's designed to destroy you. But if you follow what the Word says, and you allow joy to kick in now you've got the power or the energy to fight it. So the trying of your faith does not bring faith, it works patience. Isn't that what it says? The trying of your faith does what? Works patience. What's patience? One definition I really like of patience is cheerful endurance. The word for patience here literally is consistency or constancy. It's the characteristic of being constant. It's the characteristic of God that makes Him the same yesterday, today, and forever. Behold, I am the Lord, I change not. That is what that characteristic is. And so where that applies to us is when something attacks us, we have got to stand constant on the Word. We have got to be consistent. Remember we talked last week about Peter walking on the water? The reason that Peter failed walking on the water is he lost his consistency, his constancy. Do you understand? When he stepped out of the boat, he was walking on the water. So we can all think, well, bless Peter's heart. He couldn't even make it all the way to Jesus. I dare say he made it farther than any of us in this room would. And then I love the phrase in there. We looked at this last week. And then he looked at the waves and the wind, and he began to sink. And I asked you last week to go home and do an experiment if you could, and that is to fill your bathtub up with water and then to step into it and begin to sink. Or if you had a pool that you had access to jump into the pool and begin to sink. You don't begin to sink when you step into water, you sink. Well, he began to sink. And the reason that he began to sink is because he took his attention off of Jesus, and the word that Jesus gave was come. Remember, Peter said, Lord, if that's you, bid me come. Jesus didn't tell him to come out. Peter came up with this whole thing on his own. They were scared. They thought it was a ghost at first. Jesus said, fear not, it's me. And Peter said, Lord, if it's really you, then bid me to come to you. Well, what was Jesus going to say? It's not me, Peter. Stay in the boat. Peter's the one that set it up. And so just on the spoken word, come, there was enough power in that word for him to walk on the water. Peter received it, acted on it, and it worked. Until his attentions got off of Jesus and the Word, and he started looking at his circumstances. The exact same thing happens to us. We're going along, we're saying the Word, we're speaking the Word, we're walking in the Word, things are going great. And all of a sudden a test, trial, or temptation comes our way. And what happens is our attention shifts. And our attention shifts to the test or the trial. And that's what it is the enemy is trying to get you to do. And James is saying, don't do that. Be joyful about it, because if you remain constant on the Word, the outcome of this is you are going to be complete, lacking nothing. How many of you would like some lacking nothing operating in your life? How do you get there? You get there by being consistent and steady on the Word. And it doesn't matter what comes against you, you don't change. You still keep saying the Word.